I think we're live. We live, everyone? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful February 5th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight. Wherever you're in the world, I'm certainly having a great day myself. It is time, everyone, for an updated 2024 presidential map prediction. Of course, we have Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, also called Orange Man. Whatever you want to call these people. Again, I like calling Joe Biden Mr. Joe and Trump Orange Man because it's funny. It's funny. But either way, folks, I hope everyone's having a great night. I'm certainly having a great night myself. And it's time for the monthly prediction. Now, I usually do this after, or I usually, wait a little bit to do a presidential prediction. But with February being a very, let's just say, a chaotic month. Because I believe this week alone, there's 2 election night streams. There's a debate in New York's, is it 12th? Where's the special election again? It was New York's, it was Santos' seat. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this week. And I want to do this presidential prediction now. And yeah. Now, before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends. Hit that little bell. Follow the social media accounts in the description down below. And of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. And like usual, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, the best way to send a super chat via, well, the chat. Again, I'll try to read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. So I hope and recommend you support the channel. Again, all support's greatly appreciated. I support all of you guys' support, or I appreciate it, excuse me. And yeah. All right, everybody. Okay. Now it's time we do a presidential map prediction. Yes, New York 3rd. So this week we have Nevada's primary, then Nevada's caucus, then New York's 3rd's debate. So yeah, I'm going to have no time to do this the rest of the week. So I decided, you know what? We're going to slot this prediction on Monday. And yeah. So like usual, we don't do margin-based predictions. We do probability. Because I now hate margin-based predictions. I just think that the problem with margin-based predictions is if you're wrong, you're going to be wrong by a lot. With probabilities, it's I think a bit more honest and more fair, because when you margins, it's like you have a 1% turnout drop and then suddenly you have like Ohio within a point. It's like, yeah, it's not really worth doing that. So probability is the best way going forward. Again, a state like Arkansas is safe Republican. There's 100% chance Trump wins Arkansas. Likely is 75-90%. Lean is 60-75. Tilt is 50-60. Now, as you may see at the bottom right corner, I have it as a Trump +2 popular vote. I know a lot of people are going to say, Trump +2, how dare you? Well, this is why. This is the reason why we are having Trump +2. Currently, in the RCP aggregates, Trump +2.1, but that's with, which poll was that, Quinnipiac? What was it? Yeah, it was that pollster. They had freaking Biden +6 or something crazy. So, and also, I gotta stress enough, this is as of now. This is as of now prediction. We don't know what's gonna happen in 10 months. We just don't. This is as of now prediction, February 5th. So you look here, RCP has a Trump +2, race to the White House +1. You take out that garbage Quinnipiac poll, Trump's up by like 4 or 5. And even with when you have RFK, Cornel West, it's like Trump +2.5, 3. So I just think overall, Trump +2 is actually favorable to Biden. I think right now, with the current state of independence, RFK, we're going to stick with Trump +2. Which, again, it could change, I understand that, but do you really think as of now the polls are that far off? I could see a 1 point, maybe 2. You know, that's okay. Maybe 3 is pushing it. 4, 5, 6? Yeah, no. Especially for the popular vote, which has been more accurate. I don't know. Just based on the aggregates. Yeah, so it does, you know, it could be off, but I don't think it's going to be off by 4, 5, 6, 7 points like some people claim. I mean, how the hell can you people say, oh yes, we're using only data points, so we're going to ignore every data point we have pointing to Trump and just listen to the economists with that garbage model. I mean, they have Ohio within like 2 again. It's like, really? Have you clowns not learned? Just either way, we're going to stick with Trump plus 2 as of now. Which I think is actually a jump from Trump plus 1. Didn't we have a Trump plus 1 last month? I think so. Alright, let's get right into it because this is a very fascinating map that is developing. So let's start, of course, with the for sure, no matter what you do, safe states. I'm not even going to even consider some of these states we're going to talk about. New Mexico, listen. I'm going to keep New Mexico. We'll talk about New Mexico in a second because I think I have an opinion on that one. Illinois, yeah, no. Maryland, Delaware, we'll talk about Virginia, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont. Maine's first, I would say, is probably safe Democrat. Of course, D.C. Now, when it comes to New York and New Mexico, I think New Mexico, let's go with New Mexico first. I think that the state of New Mexico, the only reason we can maybe hesitate for a second is the demographics. Let's face it. Trump is doing really good with Hispanics, young voters, etc. He is doing good with traditionally Democrat voters. New Mexico is fairly Hispanic. Now, the whites are a bit more liberal in the state, but you look at the Hispanic demographics of the state of New Mexico, if they're shifting 10, 15, 20 points, that could make a big impact. But still, I think you're talking about, what, a 10-point shift from 2020? That's probably pushing it. Probably pushing it. Ron Pullen is now named Don Pullen. I saw that. But I just think with New Mexico, maybe the gun stuff pissed off enough people. New York, I think, will be a lot closer, but I don't see how Trump wins that. I don't. But I think it will be much closer than it was back in 2020. I mean, Trump lost by what, 23? 24? What was it again? Yeah, I think it was Biden plus 20. I could see a 10-point shift, but even then it's like, that doesn't mean much. If he's going to lose by 10 to 15 instead of by 25, who cares? Alright. Now we got the Republican stuff to do because, well, not every state's safe Democrat. I know there's people on Twitter that want it to be. It's not. Alaska's safe Republican. I know they have a goofy system, but I just think that one election with the House race, I really think that's deceiving a lot of people. Because now they're thinking, oh, Alaska's safe Democrat now. It's like, no. Alaska's a very bizarre state politically. I just don't see that changing. Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana. They're going to say anything about some of these states, do I? Of course, the Deep South is going to be Republican. Indiana. And I'm going to include Iowa and Ohio into the foregone conclusion that, hey, these states are going to be safe Republican. No argument about it. Again, there will be some more safe states, but I do want to talk about them. Lankford's such a traitor. Yeah, James Lankford sucks. He is absolutely atrocious. Oh, let's see. Texas, Florida, safe red. So, these are the foregone conclusions. No argument about it. If you argue about these states, you may not be too smart. But either way, there are 2 more safe Republican states and maybe 1 more safe Dem state. I gotta think about it. But first of all, start Texas. I just think Trump's winning the state by 10, according to brand new polling. Could that change? Yeah, but I just don't see Trump losing Texas now. I think we're at a point now where even Democrats are realizing, yeah, 2018 was their chance. Even in 2020, they lost the state by, what, 6? I think the state of Texas is going to shock a lot of people. I think it will be Trump plus 10. Could it change? Yeah. But I just think with the current state of affairs, with the current polling, the current metrics, I just don't see Texas being good for Democrats at all. Same thing with Florida. Voter registration trends alone indicate, yeah, that state is a bye-bye for Dems. I don't care what Biden says. We're going to invest how much, $10 billion into Florida. It's not going to happen. You're not going to win the state. You're going to get absolutely crushed. They're doing it because there's a lot of big donors in the state. They need an excuse to donate. So, all right. So this is a current map that I would say are safe no matter what happens. I do want to talk about Virginia real quick because this is the one state that I'm conflicted on. Now, the problem for Trump is I just don't think he's a good candidate for the state of Virginia. I just don't think he is. It's still, Republicans would still have lost it back in 2016. The state was shifting blue, but ever since 2021, there has been a shift in the state of Virginia. The problem is for Trump, is even in a Trump plus 2 electorate, I don't see him having a real shot of winning the state. I think it'll be closer than 2016. But the problem is, I just don't think Trump is a good fit for the state. Again, it's slightly trending backwards to the GOP, but I don't know. No. All right. I want to say it's safe Democrat, just be safe. Let's say fine. Democrats win the state, or I should say Biden wins the state of Virginia by a couple points. I just don't see the pathway for Trump there. You know, I could see it being within 2 or 3 maybe, but if Trump is doing that good, I guess it's possible, but I just think probability wise, I don't see Trump winning it. It's like right in between safe and likely. It's like right on the edge, but I think it's gonna be safe. I just think, well, there are third parties, which we're going to assume there's some third party vote, but even then, I just don't think it's enough. Safe just because of Nova. Yeah, they may have voted for Youngkin at higher rates. Nothing like Romney or Bush, but they did vote for Youngkin at higher rates than Trump. And he was able to win the state because of it, but also he did a lot better in rural areas, but we're not going to get into that. I just think Trump as a whole is not a good candidate in a state like Virginia. There's just too many suburbanites that are the ones that have shifted against the GOP, but also demographic changes, blah, blah, blah. Beans could flip New Hampshire for Trump. But yeah. All right. State of Virginia, I'm going to say, as of now, safe Democrat. All right, let's check if I missed any super chats. So far, none. Didn't miss anything. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we're caught up on everything. Could Biden crack 400 electoral votes against Haley on a good day? Could RFK get second? I don't see it that Democrat. I'm not a fan of Haley, but she would still win Texas. Barely, but I think she would. Beans will get New Hampshire. All right. Where should we start? Southwest, Northeast, Southeast, or Midwest? Where should we start this time? Should we start with Minnesota? Do a random one? Because usually we do, like New Hampshire or Nevada first. Should we go Minnesota? And then work our way counterclockwise? Trump needs to win popular vote by 5 to win Virginia. I agree. 4 or 5, then he got it. Midwest, Haley would lose North Carolina. You know what? Let's start with Georgia. That's actually a really good one. Because usually if you start up here, you're going to know right away what happens. That's my problem. So we're going to go with Georgia. Actually, let's go North Carolina. Let's start with the easiest one. North Carolina. Listen, I don't care who you are. Let me just pull this up, right? I actually got it right here. Let's just go to North Carolina. Let's just see how this is going. Oh, yeah. This is the current state of polling in the state of North Carolina. Notice a problem for Dems. Notice a small problem. Even I actually didn't update it yet, but there is this Meredith College poll, which is garbage. They had Trump at +1. Remember, they had Biden winning by 6 or 7 last time. So, current polling from Morning Consult, Trump +9. Redfield a couple months ago was Trump +5, Trump +4, Trump +3. Trump has been consistently ahead in recent months. Plus, Trump is winning the popular vote by 3 or 2 in this situation. Plus, a lot of people aren't talking about, hey, the state of North Carolina, did you guys see the voter registration data? Well, let me pull this up because, boy, Dems have a problem. Let me find this. NC voter registration. I gotta find it. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna find it. Damn. Okay. But either way, I'll try to find it behind the scenes, but essentially it's been super duper Republican for the past, 10 years now, but it's gotten real bad for Dems, where I know voter registration isn't everything, but it's some of the best numbers Republicans have ever had in the state. So, I just think with everything combined, I just don't see Trump losing North Carolina. Dems are going to invest quite a bit because of the governorship, but outside of that, I just don't see it being that close for North Carolina standards. Just don't see it. How does Mark Robinson lose by 4 in the poll that had Trump up? That poll is garbage. Every other poll has Robinson up. So I call it outlier. Like a big one. Not freaking 1 point. It's like a 10-point gap. This is just a hunch, but Warnock's $150 million may have had some role in his victory. We'll get to that. Charlie Howard for 2. North Carolina's Trump +13 with third parties on the ballot. I wouldn't go that far, but I could see Trump getting 6-7 point win. I could see it. It's possible. I'm not saying it's 100%, but in this current environment, I could see it. I doubt North Carolina flips even the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, Trump's kicked off the ballot. So, which not going to happen now. Surely. It surely doesn't happen, right? Right? I don't know. Alright, let's do Georgia right away. Because I want to go up to New Hampshire and stuff to talk about. But Georgia. Ooh, okay. This one, I have no clue what Dems are doing. Does anyone know what the hell they're doing here? I mean, Georgia Dems have been saying for a year now, hey, guys, are you just forgetting about this? Apparently, the Biden campaign has put $0 into the state of Georgia. Apparently. Which I've heard from, I think Axios it was, that reported it. They're saying Georgia Dems are panicking. It's like, my goodness, what's happening in Georgia? Now, this is a state that, let's not pretend. This is a state that has been shifting Democrat far before Trump. But even then, look at this. This is the current polling in the state of Georgia. Trump +8, Trump +8, 8, 5, 6, 7, 7, 1, 6. It just keeps going on. Now, the state of Georgia, polling-wise, is one of those rare circumstances where it does tend to overstate Republicans by a point or so. You know, it's like Nevada. It overstates Republicans by a point, maybe 2. Not 15, not 8, not 7. It's like a 1 to 2 point miss, usually. But it's like, he's winning by so much, and there is a theory going around that the mugshot did something in Georgia. It like pissed off a lot of people, then it made Trump get popular there. I don't know why. Does anyone know why this mugshot may have caused this? Because I'm starting to wonder if that actually did help him in the state of Georgia. Is it because it was in Atlanta? I honestly don't know. The RSP aggregate in 2020 was Biden plus 0.3. Well, usually it's been more Democrat favorable, or Republican favorable. Excuse me. Fannie Willis is why. The hood. The hood. I just, Trump's up by 8. You cannot ignore this and say this is a fluke. This is about the same margin Mitt Romney won in 2012 in the state. Fulton County shifted hard right after his mugshot. Is that what's happening here? Plus, the Georgia Republicans have been getting their act together, like, hey, maybe we should actually, campaign and try to get some of these people to, vote Republican. And also, there is a question about, are black voters just not voting? Are they actually flipping Republican? I'm not going to get into that, because that's a stream in itself, but I think the state of Georgia right now, if the Trump plus 8 electorate, which I'm going to pull up here, Trump plus 2, I should say. Trump plus 2 electorate, he's up by 8 in the state. I think it's a lean margin, or not margin, probability. I just don't see how people could say anything but that. Hey, Rep, have you heard about the British king being diagnosed with cancer as of late? Yeah, what happened with that? Okay, dude. Dude, don't do that. But yeah, I mean, did he actually get, it's like, just a couple months after he became the king, now he's diagnosed with cancer. That's awful, by the way. But, it just, can you imagine waiting that long? Like, trying to be the king of England, and, the second you are, oh, wait, you have cancer. Which is awful. Again, well, let's not joke on the cancer part, but just, the fact that he waited that long to become the king and that happened, I don't know. Blind Boy Gaming for 10. Rap, I appreciate realist view in your videos. I don't think Michigan's in reach for the GOP this year. Also, please shout me out in the election sim game President Infinity. Great meme generator. President Infinity's a fun game. I played it once. I should say once, a couple times. It is overall a fun game. I think people should play it. It's very bizarre, some of the results, but it is pretty cool. I guess shout out to Blind Boy Gaming. Thanks for the super chat. But yeah. I try to be a realist because I'm not one of those people that grift and say, oh, everything's coming up sunshines and rainbows. I don't know about that one, but I try to be positive, but try to be realist also. It's prostate cancer. It should be all right since they caught it early, but who knows. Okay, so it is prostate cancer. Let's see. Breaking, Biden comes out as gay. What? Prince Andrew's still sus, though. Yeah. Let's see. They don't know what type, but it's probably prostate. Well, if they caught it right away, maybe hopefully that's a good sign. Again, you're not gonna be a fan of anyone to understand that cancer's bad. Yeah. Hope he beats cancer, because cancer sucks. After 2022, everyone needs to be cautious about being over optimistic. Yeah, I learned the hard way. That's why I'm still a bit hesitant in some of these predictions, but I think as of now, this is kind of accurate. I don't know. Red Eagle's too optimistic. Well, I wouldn't say that. I just think his predictions are 100% on polling, which I don't know if that's 100% the best way. I'm not even attacking. I'm just saying that it seems like his numbers are just going off of polling. I'm in the boat of, I believe some of the polls, but we're just going to hold off on the Trump plus 7, you know, Trump plus 8, which he doesn't even believe that. He made a video on best case scenario, but yeah. Irish gonna celebrate again. No, don't bring up the Irish. No. Just no. Yeah. Oh no. I don't know what to say. Alright. Should we get to the rest of the prediction? Should we? I think everyone was too optimistic at 2022. Yeah, everyone was. Well, because it's like, when you are up by as much as a point showed, well, you should have done better than what happened, you know? Hey, Rap, did you hear the news about that the Senate's GOP is now considering replacing McConnell as leader? I did not see that. Really? Replace McConnell, Senate leader. That's a good thing. Because isn't McConnell pushing the immigration bill? Breaking news, Mao diagnosed with cancer. He must feel bad. Okay, I'm not talking about scumbags like Mao or Hitler, you know? I'm not talking about people like that. But I'm just saying, like, most people, it's like, who freaking, if they have cancer, just feel horrible for them. Electabros pretend like they didn't have this exact same 2022 predictions. Well, they did. They just try to cover it up and make it sound like, no, I knew we were going to underperform because Orange Man. Oh, bull crap. You had the same prediction as everyone else. Stop lying. Hey, Rap, have you seen Short Fat Choke? What? And, oh, yeah, those guys. Yeah, those guys, like, went from, like, centrist to, like, neocons. I watched one of their videos. Who'd I watch? I don't know which one I watched, but I watched one of them. Bush could have stopped abortion or gay marriage, but allowed it. Yeah, he could have. People forget that he had the political capital to do whatever the hell he wanted. He wasted Iraq, and that didn't go too good for him. Alright, back to the prediction. Which state should we go for next? Where should we go? Nevada? Because I want to do an order where we don't know immediately what the map's going to look like. Michigan. Should we go with Michigan? Chris gets all the electors. Okay, dude. No. No spam. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Nevada. Okay, let's go with Michigan. You know what? Screw it. This one is a very... Oh, boy. This is a state that I really... With the state of the Michigan Republican Party, the fact that Trump is up by this much according to polling, except Target Insight, that's the only one in the past, like, 2 months. Everyone, Trump plus 5, plus 4, plus 10, plus 3, plus 8, Biden plus 4. This one, ooh. I just fear that the Michigan Republican Party as well, the Michigan GOP. Oh, man. The Michigan Republican Party is a complete and total disaster. Have we gotten any updates on that situation? Like, isn't Karamo, like, still in charge of the social media outlets? I mean, it's like, how the hell do you lose control to that? And I know the GOP has said someone else is the leader. It is a mess. I mean, this GOP, I have made so many videos on. Okay, well, they got rid of Karamo. Apparently, isn't she still in charge of the social media stuff? Karamo is gone by now. Okay, Karamo is officially out, thank God, but She has done so much damage to the GOP. It's unbelievable. I know that Trump endorsed a challenger, but is she gone for good? Because I have made, I think it was like 6 of them, 6 videos I've made at that one statewide party. So if she is out, that does help. Because get somebody competent in there. Caramel for governor, what could go wrong? Caramel would get absolutely crushed. Okay. Yeah, it was yeah, that's right. Pika Hoekstra. Yeah, that's right. Alright. Michigan. The weird thing about Michigan is if I scroll down here, CNN has a freaking leaning Republican. Which I have no clue why, but they have it leaning Republican. And this is the one state that I just don't know. On one hand, you have Trump winning by 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points in polling. Trump plus 2 electorate, that's a 6-point swing. At the same time, this is a state that, how do I say this? Of the 3 Midwesterns, the 3 Rust Belt states, Wisconsin, Michigan, PA, it is going to be the most difficult for Trump to win. At the same time, even though he's polling the best there, it's a very bizarre situation. If she is official, will you make a video on it as a very last video on the Michigan GOP? I may have to. Alright, Michigan, this was a tough one. Chad, how do you think? I do agree that it's probably because of, like, the Arab Americans being pissed off, but that still doesn't explain a 12-point swing. Maybe a 1 to 2 point swing, but 12 because of Arab Americans? I don't know. You said if Muslims stay home, it's going red. I know, but, like, I'm just saying I don't know how big of a swing it will be. Not correct. Real American. Going by the past. PA will vote left of Michigan. Wow, that's actually a hot take. You know what? Have I, on the presidential level for 2024, I have never marked Michigan other than Democrat. I actually am very confident that the state of Michigan will, or I should say very confident, I think as of now, Trump is the favorite. Now, there's question marks with the freaking GOP of Michigan. I swear, if I have to make another video bashing the Michigan GOP, there's going to be problems. But I think the state of Michigan, for whatever reason, Trump is just doing great there. I'm not even, listen, I think Biden has a good shot of winning. It's barely tilting Republican, but I think it's just enough that it goes Republican. Just barely. Trump gets over the hump in the state of Michigan. Rap, what's the Trump plus 14 election map look like? Blowout. Absolute blowout. You're talking about states like Oregon and Washington, and Trump plus 14. New Jersey flips in that scenario. It would be a blowout. And I know Michigan has a very demographically favorable electorate, but I don't know. Can you create a playlist of all the videos you made on the Michigan GOP? I will. I eventually will, but probably because of auto workers. I could see that a little bit, but I just cannot see a 10-point swing. All right. Let's say Michigan goes Republican. Minnesota, not even. I think likely Dem. You know, the probability of Trump winning Minnesota, not high. Not high at all. Because the problem with Minnesota is, let's just face it, the white suburban voters of Minnesota have white guilt. After what happened in 2020, they have white guilt, which is absolutely stupid, but they do. They feel bad because, a tragedy happened in their city and riots happened. And despite of, the city burning down because of, let's just face it, an OD, a drug overdose, not what the media told you originally. This state should have voted Republican. We saw the backlash against the riots in Kenosha. But I just think the state of Minnesota is long gone right now. It is not good in the state of Michigan or Minnesota for Republicans. Biden isn't winning any of the states he flipped last time. Most of them were only a couple thousand votes. We'll get to the rest of them. Don't worry. Trump flips Lake Carlton and some of his 2016 counties. I just don't see him winning Minnesota, though. And I know people are saying, but 2016. It was very close, and I know you got the Green Party in the ballot. You got, like, Cornel West, blah, 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 but the problem is, this isn't the Minnesota of 2016. It's ever since 2020. Some of these white voters in the suburbs of Minnesota have truly shifted like 20 points Democrat. One of the only real suburbs that have done that. Not just, the demographics are way different. I know demographics in Minneapolis is different, but you look at some of these 90% white precincts, they shifted like 20, 30 points Dem. So I think Minnesota, as of now, is probably likely Dem. If black turnout was low in Minneapolis, it could be closer. Oh, absolutely, but I just don't see it happening. I really don't. Really don't. We almost won the Attorney General race. Yeah, but we should have won it. The guy was hated. I think you're overestimating the Floyd thing. It's not that bad. I think it is. I think that single-handedly changed the state of Minnesota for the negative. I just don't see it magically switching back to 50-50, at least 2024. I hope they're wrong, but yeah. All right, let's go to New Hampshire. I'm purposely leaving the Final Four for a reason. New Hampshire. This isn't the New Hampshire of 2020. Or not 2020, 2016. Let alone 2004. Horizons Bear for 2. I hope the suburbs become slums. They're voting for it. Go ahead. These people want it? Go. Sure. But don't come crawling back when, the suburbs do turn into slums. Don't crawl back. That's your fault. I understand there's some voters that they realize they made a mistake. Voters in, like, say, some parts of California, they realized we effed up. And they're starting to vote more Republican. Same thing, especially New York. But New Hampshire was done in 2004. I meant 2000. But the voters are still voting Democrat after saying, oh my God, gas prices went up 100%, groceries up 500%. Why is this happening? I wonder why. I wonder why. Charlie Howard for 2. All say GOP should take notes from North Carolina. Yeah. Do the North Carolina strat. Can you create a playlist of all your videos you made on the Michigan GOP? Yes, I will. I will do that. Alright. New Hampshire, it's not the same state as 2000, even 2004, hell, even 2016. There's been a lot of people from Boston moving to New Hampshire. They're taking their voting habits with them. Maine. This one is very tricky. Of all the states, I have no clue. I legitimately have no clue about the state of Maine. The problem for Biden is it's the one state in the Northeast that it could swing like 20 points Republican. In one election, it could. Is it going to happen? Probably not, but of all the northeastern states, outside of New York, when I want to consider that, Maine's the one that all it takes is the Democrats to do something really stupid with guns for it to swing like 20 points of Republican. I know that's an exaggeration, but still. I think Jared Golden is done, but as for the presidential level, I think it's closer, but Biden should hold on in Maine. Theoretically. GOP are clowns for not flipping a rural and white state like Maine. Yeah, and I know it's northeastern, it's a bit more liberal, but still, it's absolutely pathetic. Absolutely. So I think lean Democrat, it's going to vote to the left of Minnesota, New Hampshire. A lot of states it shouldn't, or it should, but very surprising we're seeing this. Is the situation with the Michigan GOP leader going to hurt or help Trump? Well, now that she's gone, it should theoretically help Trump, but I swear, if she somehow comes back, there's be a problem. It's be like Michael Afton from, like, FNAF games. He always comes back. Can she come back? Is she just 100% done? Please. Please say there's no way that she could come back from this. I don't know. Don't know. Maine will be more Republican than New Hampshire, easy. Oh, I agree with that. That one I was trying to say. I just don't see it voting to the left of New Hampshire. I just don't. Right, how much chaos would happen if a third party like RFK Jr. managed to prevent either side from getting 270? A lot of negotiating. There would be a lot of deals being made. Fetterman moment. Yeah. Well, she runs for Michigan Senate. Oh, please no. We already have enough problems there. Please no. Alright. Now we got the final four. Actually, we got Nebraska second, which... that's not looking good. I'm not even going to pretend otherwise. That is looking like a disaster. Could it flip Republican? Maybe. But Omaha is not the same Omaha as 10 years ago. And Don Bacon is going to get absolutely walloped. Either this cycle or in 2 years. He's going to get absolutely embarrassed. And when that happens, Republicans may lose the seat, but maybe this Dan Fry guy that's running against Don Bacon, who has this reminder, the guy that's running against Don Bacon has the same campaign team that Don Bacon had when he won back in 2018, when he won back in 2016. You know, maybe he can prove that this electability BS is once and for all debunked. So, yeah. Bacon is cooked, so, yeah, I just don't see... Bacon may not even make it past the primary. People are not happy with him. Again, this is what these idiots got to understand on Twitter. Yes, I understand it's a Biden +7 electorate, but at some point, you have to appeal to your base. You can't just say, oh, Dems. Yeah, you have to win. Okay, win a couple Biden voters, yeah. But you cannot just tell your voters to go F themselves to appeal to, what, 1%? It's stupid. Yeah, I think Bacon goes down either way. I think he's done. Sam Madsen for 5. There's a chance that Minnesota passes an assault weapons ban this year. How will it affect the margins? Let me just do that. If they pass an assault weapons ban, I could see being tilt them. But as of now, I still think likely them. I just don't see how Republicans recover. I don't know. The voters there are just, I don't know what's happening in Minnesota. I have no clue. I legitimately don't know why Republicans struggle in Minnesota in particular. I understand you got the Twin Cities, but they do worse in rural areas than Wisconsin, for crying out loud, in some areas at least. What's the point of electability if elected candidates never do what we want? Exactly! These idiots don't understand that. Yes, it's nice that some of these people are more electable, fine. But you still gotta do something. I mean, who frickin' cares if we have 300 Republicans? If 300 Republicans suck and nothing gets done, what's the point? I would much rather have a small majority where we have actual conservatives in power than a large majority dominated by moderates, the electability clowns, because at least something would get done. It'd be satisfying to watch Bacon lose. I don't even care if it shrinks or majority he has to go. Yeah, I mean, Again, people are saying, but his voting record's 80% Republican or 50%. Okay. But he is causing a lot of problems behind closed doors, behind the scenes. I mean, he keeps going on Twitter, he just keeps attacking random people. It's like, dude, you're harming the GOP more than helping. Who freaking cares if you vote slightly more Republican than the average Dem? Just divide Nebraska into 3 horizontal bars and divide Omaha between the 2 districts. Maybe. James Lankford is the only Republican electable enough to win Oklahoma. Lankford is getting crushed. They should have taken him out last time in 2022. But nope. Once again, many people, including myself, were ahead of the curve on that one. You should have supported anyone. What was the guy's name? Lakemeyer? Right? Just support him. But no, you get stuck with that clown for 6 more years. And you get stuck with that bozo mullet. Lankford needs to go down in 2026. He needs to go, yeah. Just like Rich Barrison and others have been saying. They've been saying this for a while. If this was a Democrat that pulled the same tactic, they would have got thrown out of the party months ago. The second that bill would have been released, if a Democrat did that screwed their own party, that Democrat would have been expelled yesterday. He's better than no one will remember 27. He may just go away, the Ben Sass route. Hopefully, but... Alright. Now we have the final 4. Oh, boy. Should I try to do it? Should we try to go for the meme route, which... I don't know if that's going to happen, but... You notice something about the numbers. There's a certain electoral college victory that has become kind of a meme back in 2016, back in 2020. Because if I just make one of these states a certain color and the other 3 red, you notice the number, what that would end up being. Just a funny thing. I don't know, but we gotta go state by state. Let's start with... Okay. Let's start with Nevada. Oh, boy. Nevada. This one is tricky. Of all the swing states, this one of the actual swing states, not freaking Maine. This one I am very much questioning. Okay. So recent polling has Trump up by 2-4 in the state of Nevada. The problem is with Nevada polling, it's the one state. It's a legitimate argument. Not what Decision Desk is saying. Do you guys see that, by the way? I like Decision Desk, but some of them are saying, yeah, so Trump has underperformed polling expectations in historically. It's like, what? They said he underperformed expectations in 2020. They said he was supposed to win. It's like, what are you talking about? Nevada's the one state where Republicans do underperform in polling. And we do got a super chat. Let's find better days for 10. After reviewing the 2022 midterm numbers for Utah, third party was the only other party in the Senate election. RFK is polling very well. Could he take an electoral college vote? Well, that's a bit misleading. Because you had McMuffin, the quote-unquote independent. That was a former Republican run. He got all the Democrats and got all the never-Trumpers. That's all he got. So, you have Biden and RFK on the ballot. RFK could do decent in Utah, but I just don't see anything crazy like that. But people are going to say this is Trump plus to a national electorate, which I agree with. It absolutely is right now. You know what? I kind of want the meme route, though. But at the same time, my gut is saying Trump probably wins Nevada. But you need Nevada to go a certain way to... this is a tough one. And Trump is doing really good with Hispanics. That is a really good point. You gotta do it. Did I do it? Have it as a toss. Nevada's a tough one. Like, outside the meme stuff, it's very difficult. Because I know it's Trump plus 2, but it's a one state where it seems like it's going to swing Republican but then it does, it actually does, but then barely, and it's weird. Vegas for Trump. Yeah, Vegas is voting for Biden by only like 2. It's a tough one. Gotta do it to them. I think it's closer to Leonard than toss-up. Jeez, I want the meme, though. I want the meme, but at the same time, I don't know. It is a tough state to predict, though. If RFK won a state, it would be Vermont or some state with a ton of Dems. Oh, yeah. It would be like Vermont. Or even like Alaska or something. Yeah, Lena and our hearts tilt deep for the memes. Yeah. That's a problem here. Okay. You know what? I'm going to say tilt R. But there's also a very good possibility it's tilt Democrat. Let's say we meet in the middle and just say tilt R. I love the meme, but I have to go Republican. What's the meme? Well, what's been the electoral college margin in 2016 and 2020? What was it again? Follow the memes. Just remember, 306 to 232. 306, 232. 2 times in a row. And there's a theory that that's going to be what's happening for the next couple of cycles, where it's just a complete opposite. We can meme tomorrow, but today we take back our country. Yeah, let's just go tilt R. 306, 232. That's what I was trying to get here, but you know what? We'll say tilt R. Tilt R. Hey, Rap, if you in Utah, RFK takes the neocons and ever Trumpers like Romney types, and of course the Becky Edwards of the state. Trump isn't winning those anyway. Well, yeah. He could take second. It's unlikely, but he could. If Trump approves in Carson City and Tahoe, it could be a winning strat. True. This is a tough one. But yeah, we'll just go with tilt R. All right. Wisconsin. Beautiful state of Wisconsin. Polling has always underestimated Republicans, especially Trump. I mean, listen. Remember, this is the state that had Biden plus 17 by, was it the Washington Post? Right? Was it Washington Post that had it, Biden plus 17 in Wisconsin? This is the state that, if you're going to see a big polling miss, it would happen here. Now, I think with be a Trump plus 2 electorate, and I think that the state is shifting Republican. I don't care what Dems cope on Twitter about. I don't care when they say, oh, well, Madison. Madison's like 5% of the state population. People make it sound like it's 50%. Make it sound like it's Chicago. They make it sound like, well, if you combine Dane County and Milwaukee, it's a Chicago, Wisconsin. No. When you combine the two, it's 25% of the population. I think the state of Wisconsin, I think we've reached a floor in Waukesha County. I think Trump's going to do better in Kenosha. Maybe do worse than Madison, but that could be countered by doing better in Milwaukee. Milwaukee has a heavy Hispanic population, considering. And this is the state that has a very large rural population that still do not vote Republican. They're trending that way, but they don't. Wisconsin doesn't have as many Muslim voters. Well, yeah, it's Wisconsin. But I'm talking about Milwaukee's a county that everyone should look out for. Because I doubt Waukesha shifts any more left. Ozaki, maybe, like a point or so. But outside of that, it's the rest of the state, which is the vast majority of the population. It's very odd politics for 5. Is Wisconsin gone if Republicans lose control of the legislature? The Supreme Court is our only hope in stopping what Dems are about to do. Yeah. There is a big problem with redistricting, and I don't care who you are. What Dems are trying to pull is pathetic. Splitting Madison 15 different ways to get a majority. But according to them, that's fair, because, my proportionality. When, or I should say, it's when. When they propose the new maps, when it passes, they already predetermined this. Wisconsin Republicans are not going down without a fight. There is an argument made, hey, this justice, Protasewicz, she decided on the case before it was even heard. She knew about it. She decided years in advance, the maps are unfair, we're going to change it. And the Democrat Party donated tens of millions of dollars to her to overturn the maps. There's an argument made, hey, she should have recused herself. So, I don't know. But as for the state as a whole, there's no way with how Wisconsin's structured that they can get a majority. Oh, their new map is 50-50. Their new freaking map, which splits Milwaukee and Madison 50 different ways, makes it 50-50. Oh, but it's slightly more compact. Congratulations, it went from a score of 40 to 50. Alright, so... But I think either way, I'd probably consider hold on to the legislature. Maybe they lose it. They should hold on to the assembly, but... Yeah, I'm going to say with Wisconsin, it's probably tilt hard at the state level. I have a good feeling about that one. All right. So, now we got Wisconsin out of the way. Should we go Pennsylvania or Arizona? It doesn't really matter because at this point, Trump's got it, but... Arizona. Yay. Okay. Like, this state absolutely makes no sense to me. This should be the state Trump gets absolutely walloped in. I know it's Trump plus 2 national electorate, but this electorate in Arizona should be like Biden plus 2 right now. It's not. It's Trump plus 10, Trump plus 5, plus 4, tied, plus 4, plus 3, plus 2, plus 5, plus 8, plus 4. It just keeps going on and on and on. I don't get it. Something about Arizona. I mean, it should be a Democrat state right now. This is so biased. Oh, whatever. Listen, everyone has a bias. Congratulations. It's the real world. This isn't, the fake system where, we need to have nonpartisan people in charge. Everyone's partisan, or at least everyone has a bias, no matter what you claim. I'm just using polling data. I'm just using the same polling data you clowns used 5 years ago. When they had Biden up by 17. For once, they had Trump up by a little bit. Sam Madsen for 2. Do we hold on to one Wisconsin chamber or no? I think we hold on to the assembly. Arizona hates Trump. Deal with it. I literally just said this state should be unfavorable for Trump, but go ahead. Just go ahead. Whatever. It should be an unfavorable state, but right now, the polling data has them doing all right there. Let's see. Arizona's mad about the border and illegals. I could see that, but not 5, 6, 7 points. I never trusted the polls. You don't want me full. Whatever. Everyone is biased. Just how big it is different for everyone. Well, yeah. Again, I'm openly saying I support Trump, but I'm even denying the Trump plus 12 poll. I'm just saying that right now it's probably a Trump plus 2 electorate. If this map is assuming Trump plus 2 Arizona's leading Republican. It's opposite of the corporatist shield. Hey, I'm owned by no one. I don't take sponsorships. Have I even taken a sponsorship once? Just show me what I have. Because I haven't. Unless someone's interested, I would be willing to hear, unless it's a bad company, but I haven't even taken a sponsorship before. How can I be a corporatist when I openly rant about corporations all the time? Corporations, excuse me. You understand how much everyone hates Trump? Oh, okay. Let's see how Joe is doing. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's not looking good for Joe. Not looking good for Cho. Let's go look at Trump. Biden's favorability is a nice 40%. That's a real strong point. Let's look at Trump. Oh, yeah. Higher. 43%. Trump has a higher favorability than Biden right now. This stream is sponsored by the like button. It's sponsored by you guys. I mean, I don't take sponsorship. I mean, I don't think I've been offered yet, but if it's a bad company, I'm not going to accept the sponsorship. If it's a company I like, yeah, I would be willing to. But I'm not going to just say, oh, well, I'm going to accept it for money. It's like, no. If it's a company that I actually enjoy, I would consider it, but I don't take sponsorships. Green Party's on the ballot in Arizona now, too. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, I just think that alone. And Trump plus 2. Yeah. I would assume so. Trump is... Oh, good lord. Not going to read that. I'm hoping that after these 4 miserable years under this administration, the Lichtman keys call for Trump. He's a hack. He's not going to. He's openly admitted that, oh, well, my model has been adjusted, and it shows Biden winning. If you use the same model that he used from 1984 to 2016, Trump wins in a landslide. He's purposefully changing his model to, oh, spite Orange Man. Let's find better days for 5. Not to beat a dead horse, but in several outcomes, if RFK took Utah, Trump nor Biden would reach 270. No contest. 1824 repeat. True. Man Milk for 2. What's it like being a fascist predictor who is a chud? Well, I mean, according to some of these people, anything left of like freaking, or anything right of Bernie Sanders is a fascist. I'm not a fascist. Far from it. I'm a conservative. A national conservative. That's what I am. If you use the 13 keys, Trump is destroying Biden. If you use the original ones, go on the wiki page. They admit Alan Lichtman changed his model, and he contradicts himself every 5 minutes. Back in 2016, even 2020, he would predict every other day, Trump's gonna win. No, Hillary's gonna win. No, Trump's gonna win. No, Hillary's gonna win. I mean, how the hell do you not know if your model is so good? Why did you wait till the very last second to make 13 predictions at once? It's a scam. Breaking Paradox sponsor app for 10 years. Paradox is a good company. Used to be, at least. Plus, fascism is the most inconsistent ideology ever. Well, yeah. Fascism is just a scam. It's just leftism. That's their economic policy. Their economic policy is left-leaning. They just have a more nationalistic outlook on some issues. That's what it is. Alright, Rap sponsored by New Hoi 4 DLC. I mean, I wouldn't not be against that, but I don't know. I don't think I'm ever get sponsored, but just because of my beliefs, but who knows? Maybe one day I do get a sponsorship. I don't know. I don't think about that, though, because it's like, if I'm just offered a sponsorship, if it's not a company I know or like, it's whatever. not going to accept it. There's a concern about the massive ad buy that these Democrats have for after the convention. True. Fascism and leftism. Stop watching Prager. I don't watch PragerU. Its economic policy is more left-leaning. I'm not saying that it's 100% a left-leaning ideology, but economically it is. Social issues is probably more to the right. But when you even out, it is more of a right-wing ideology. I'm not saying that, it's a left-leaning ideology. No. Just its economic ideology is to the left. That's all I'm saying. Again, at least more it's like, that means it's left-leaning. No. Economic policies are completely separate ordeal. All right, Pennsylvania. Enough of this. Do you think Trump and Obama are kind of alike based on personality? There's some similar traits. Ascending for 5. Scenario. 8:30 p.m. Eastern election night. New Hampshire townships are swinging 3 points right on average. Are you confident Trump wins Electoral College? Yes. Because New Hampshire's the one state that he should do awful in. He should do horrific in. Alright. PA. PA is the one state that compared to Michigan, oddly enough, you would think there's not enough room for Republicans to grow in PA. Look at the rural areas. Outside of northeastern Pennsylvania and parts of the southeast or southwest, it is absolutely maxed out in most areas. But I think that in the state, we have seen a voter registration trend unlike anything I've seen. It's like Republicans gaining 14,000 a week and then Dems losing 3,000. Sure, that could be Nikki Haley pulling a scam, but they've implemented automatic voter registration in the state, and it's become significantly more Republican. It is cooking. Automatic voter registration is cooking. They're getting people out to register, and this backfired on Dems. They thought, this is going to help us. It's actually getting a lot of people that are Republicans, are Trump supporters, to register. Funny. The PA voter registration shift for the GOP would make me put in tilt R. Yeah, I just think the state as a whole is... If Michigan and Wisconsin are going red, I don't see PA being any different. I could see it being closer, but... Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be closer than Michigan, funny enough. That's weird to say, but I think it's going to happen. Corporatist shit, whatever. You can say what you want, but I'm not a corporatist. Far from it. Hey, Rap, do you think Mark Lamps drop out to run for governor? Yes. I think he'll be a great candidate for governor. The problem with Mark Lamb is he's MAGA, but he's just not known compared to Kari Lake. That's his problem. Polls fail to account for Amish and Mennonite voters, which have only grown in the size of PA. That's why polls tend to underestimate Trump there. I can see that, but I don't think a 15-point miss, though, is the cause of that. Trump should campaign heavily. Heavily in the upper Midwest and Pennsylvania, he can win. Yeah. You advocate PragerU talking points. What? How am I just said that, fascism on economic issues is left-leaning. That doesn't mean it's a left-leaning ideology. It's just the wrong ideology, but, yeah. Alright. If anyone has any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, begin sending them now because we may head out shortly. So this is a current prediction. I think that Trump is currently ahead right now. But not by, a landslide. This is a big win, but the problem is it's still only February. And we don't know how it's going to go for the next 10 months or so. We don't know. Let's see here. Lamb versus Hobbs. Real. Amish literally don't actually vote in significant numbers. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there are some Amish, they do vote. They're more Mennonites, I should say. But I don't think there's enough of them. I really don't. We want a Haley versus Biden map. I'm not even gonna... It'd just be all blue. Haley would get absolutely crushed. Because who would vote for that? I mean, honestly, what Trump voter would want to vote for Haley? Like, I'm not talking about just the average Republican. I'm talking about the Trump voter. The average one from, say, Michigan. Macomb County, Michigan. I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, Rhonda's going to screw things up, but luckily, it sounds like Trump is going to want her gone. Because I think even Trump is realizing, yeah, this clown has got to go. She has caused so many problems for the GOP that it's not good. Not good at all. Haley will win Michigan by 13. Yeah, I mean, that's the same likelihood of Trump winning Michigan by 13 also. There's no way it happens. Especially with Haley doing worse in the Midwest. She just will. The Midwest is not going to be favorable for Haley. Longest 9 months ever. Yeah, these next, 9 months are going to be absolutely chaotic. How do you think a Haley versus Harris scenario would go down? RFK would win somehow. Breaking. Haley chooses Karamo as her VP. Would you really be shocked if she did something like that? I don't know. Would you support Santorum for governor 2026? I doubt he wants to run again. Trump runs out right and wins because Haley and Biden just split them votes. That is a good point. But I think that realistic scenario, just enough people would vote for RFK. Because the problem is Haley would just get Dems at that point. Some, not a lot, but some. All right, let's find better days for two. Can we get your top 3 Trump VP picks? Lee Zeldin, Glenn Youngkin, and Ben Carson. Those 3 are the best, in my opinion. Ben Carson just because he's actually loyal to Trump. Glenn Youngkin because I just like Youngkin. And Zeldin's legitimately one of the best campaigners in the GOP. Youngkin also, but I would say Zeldin had a more impressive performance. He put the team on his back with the result in New York. Let's see here. Hey, Rap, would you agree that fascism is not far right, more like center-right authoritarian, and Nazism is further right and somehow even more authoritarian? I would say center-right, but I do generally agree. I mean, people make it sound like that, oh, every fascist is a Nazi. It's like, no. Nazis are fascists, but fascists are not Nazis. So, Nazism is just an extreme version of fascism. So, final Nevada prediction, yes. Trump wins, I think. Rap, do you think Texas is safe in 2026 governor race? I have no clue. That's too far away, I think. Haley's basically a George W. Bush wearing a dress. She is! She's George W. Bush with heels. Ben Carson's way too low energy. I understand that, but he's good enough on the issues, and he's actually loyal, and that's what Trump needs. He needs someone that's gonna work with him, not against him. Jokic should run against Mark Warner in 2026. Is he gonna run? I don't know. He kind of banked everything on 2023, and it didn't really go well. Really didn't. Low energy Ben. But people do like Ben Carson, though. I keep hearing talk about a military individual is his pick. No idea who, though. Well, that's good good scenario for Lee Zeldin. He served in the military. I forget what branch, though. I think was he a Marine? Let's see. Yeah, Army. Do you see the report from Conway saying Trump's VP is going to be Ben Carson? I could see it. I could possibly see it. I still think he's top 3. It's like saying old communists are socialists, but not old socialists are communists. Well, yeah, it's not. You can be a socialist, but not be a communist. But if you're a communist, you're a socialist. It's just stuff, basic stuff like that. You're an extreme version of socialism. Or I guess communism is a different thing, but you get the point, you know? I just hate when people say, oh, you're a Nazi. It's like, no. Just no. And first of all, not. Being conservative doesn't mean squat except being a conservative. But number 2, I hate when people do that. It's purposely misleading. It's a bunch of BS. Makes people not think critically for themselves. Non-political, just military. I doubt that. But anyways, folks, if you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Hold on, breaking news, Trump picks Dick Cheney, oh dear lord. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or whatever. Godspeed.